sekarang di sana ya?
So good afternoon, everybody. I would propose that we start the session about biosimulation. Basically, I will start by introducing rapidly the main themes of this session. First, to present you the Copernicus program, which is a program of Earth observation, basically which is devoted for the observation of the land, the ocean, the atmosphere, climate change, and also providing products for all the emergency situation, disaster in particular. Which is very important is that Earth observation traditionally it was about remote sensing. This means to acquire data from all the different satellites we have. But more and more, the main added value is brought by algorithms. This means the way we are putting together different data from different sensors and extract from this data product information matching some specific needs. And of course, when Copernicus was developed 20 years ago, now it's in full function for 5 years, no one had in mind the problem of the spread of plastic particles in the oceans. So today, as an example, and I hope it will be illustrated more in depth by the two other intervenants, we will try to show you how a satellite which is orbiting at 800 kilometers in an orbit, going round the Earth every 90 minutes, coupled with a lot of different sensors, can actually help to see small particles of 1 millimeter in the ocean, determine the source, and probably help to design efficient tools or mitigating measures in order to curb the plague which is developed now at the level of the ocean. So we will start by a description of what is the ocean marine of Copernicus, and I will give the floor to Mr. Bayounet.
Thank you very much. So I would like to draw you to the Copernicus Marine Service of the European Union to explain to you how we are reaching today the point to support the fight against plastic pollution. So the Copernicus Marine Service is something which is completely focused on the monitoring of the ocean. Monitoring the temperature, the currents, the salinity, the waves, the oxygen, the plankton, the nutrients. This is what we are doing every day. And for this, we have in mind that we want to serve people that are using this data to sustain the ocean. Be they citizens, NGOs, firms, public services, scientists and policymakers, we are proposing the information to them so that they can better preserve the ocean and organize the sustainable development of it. We use space data, satellite data. This is fundamental for us. We use measurement at sea. We combine all this data into a digital ocean. We run the model, and at the end of this, we generate an information which is really a digital ocean, a 3D ocean. 300 million reports that are updated every 10 minutes to generate this information, completely verified by experts and made available for anyone for free. This is what Copernicus Marine is doing, and this is what we are proposing today. To be very practical, you go on marine.copernicus.eu, you can access the data, and you can play with this data to serve your own purposes. This is real-time products. This is also trends over the last decades to understand how the ocean is moving. And this is very important. fully verified data. We have hundreds of scientists behind this that are verifying the data before to release this. And having this in mind, having in mind that Copernicus has this capacity to launch satellite, process data, generate this product, and disseminate this worldwide, I would like to explain how we go along the value chain to reach the real local product. First we explain what it is about. We describe the ocean. We describe the temperature, we describe the wave, the currents, the chlorophyll, the sea generated. We multiply the effort to explain what is this ocean about. We go here to meet you, and with the booth just there, we can have this kind of screen where you can also discover what is this Copernicus box. But we do a bit more than that. We generate a sensitivity report just to simplify this complex information into indicators. I would like to give you this example of this state report, which is now available online as well, where we are monitoring the indicators to explain how this, what we see in the ocean today, in words that are very clear, statistic, again, prepared by scientists. Two examples. Our ocean conference this year in Indonesia. We are monitoring Copernicus Marine, there. We have this strong, very important transport of water masses between the Pacific and the Indian Ocean, which is really driving the climate of this area. We are observing this year that this transport is lower than previous years. And we have all the details in here. This is one example. Second example, the next ocean conference will be in Norway. Copernicus Marine is also monitoring distribution of the Arctic, the melting of the ice. We are able to generate how it does evolve. And this is made available, explained very precisely in a way that anyone can really access the information. So, we explain and then we support. We support the players. We support policymakers. We support general public, businesses, and research. And we have today on all continents thousands of entities, commercial companies as well as public services and citizens that are using this Copernicus data. A few examples. Policymakers. The EU directives related to the environment, we are now in the point where we are using this Copernicus data to support the ERP's policies. This is also true for this strategy for the United Nations, and especially for this strategy for the ocean, where oceanability for Copernicus enters nowadays. And in the IPCC report, we have experts from Copernicus at opportunity. This is one example. Another example is the business companies. I would like to show you what is done today on marine renewable energy. Every step of their own value chain, they are asking Copernicus for information, for the evaluation before to decide to go or not, for the evaluation of the resources. Then to design the machines. Then when they are there, to operate at sea and to assess the and we have some partnerships with some industries such as this ones. They have decided to partner with Copernicus just to have all this information in the sustainable development of these marine technologies. The last example I would like to make is about science. They are very keen on this information because they are fully verified for this. And this map shows the temperature of the catch of fishes superimposed with the model Copernicus where you can see the variability. And we are now at the stage where we are about to fill the gap between what we can infer from the satellite cluster models and what is really needed by this model. We will next year have a new product in our catalog portfolio which is connected just to fill this gap. So with the policymakers, with industry, with scientists, with citizens, we have this Copernicus data that are now going down the value chain. But the third and the last one, I would like to illustrate before the floor to Philippe, is to explain how Copernicus is now able also to turn this into action with local players. Three examples as well. The first one is something we yesterday on the stage, which was to sign with this NGO called Coral, a partnership just to stimulate the restoration of the coral, thanks to the information from Copernicus and thanks to the action of this NGO here in Indonesia. And we are very proud of this. The second example will be used to just further, but I just want to mention this. Well, there is a movie there, but I will not only explain what it is about. This is an expedition just to assess the impact of plastic pollution in the ocean, and we have some data for Emily, the concentration of plastic equals or thanks to the ocean currents. And Emily will explain further how she is able now to assess the situation. And the last example is about this young ambassador, 14-year-old Thomas, decided to go at sea to educate the kids in the schools about the importance of the ocean. And I will stop my talk with this small video from Thomas. He is now at sea going around the world, and he sent us a special message, and then I will give the floor to you.
My name is Thomas. I'm 15 years old. Having been brought up 30 years ago, I cannot stand here watching our ocean die. So I've decided to create my own NGO 34 years ago in order to form a community of children around the world to act to protect our ocean. To achieve this goal, I've decided to work on a school ship that sails all around the world called Castle in order to visit schools worldwide. For this project, I have had the chance to receive the support of Copernicus Marine Services Program of the European Commission, as well as sign a partnership with Market Ocean International, acting for Copernicus Marine Service. I can now benefit from their expertise, as well as key ocean data that I can share with kids. My first awareness session evidence that the youth want to become key stakeholders in saving the ocean. My hope is that you, as a representative of international organizations, as politicians, or as key stakeholders of the private sector, you manage to work together in order to save our ocean. We have one planet and no spare one. The young generation is counting on you.
Thomas. So that's all for me. If you want more about this Copernicus data and play yourself with the data, there is a booth just there in the place, but I'm very happy now to give the floor to Mini Pen. You will explain to us what you're doing in North Pacific and what you will do in the coming years.
Thank you very much. So this summer I found myself 1,000 miles from anywhere. I was in the middle of the North Pacific Ocean, and it started when we looked over the side of the boat and we saw a piece of plastic about the size of a coin. And then we started to see things that we recognised: a toothbrush, a bottle top, a loo seat, a garden chair, and then hundreds of fragments of plastic in between. We then deployed our manta trawl, a fine net that we pull along the surface of the water of the boat. And when we pulled that net back on board, we found hundreds of these tiny fragments of plastic, microplastics. Feel free to pass this around and get a closer look. And these plastics, they're smaller than our little fingernail. And what we then realised when we look out over this endless blue ocean is that actually the whole thing is covered in this fine soup of these microplastics. And so this is exactly the issue that my organisation, X-Expedition, is exploring. We've spent the last 5 years sailing to different remote parts of the planet with amazing teams of women from all over the world with different skill sets to try and tackle this issue. And there's a couple of things we're trying to achieve. One, on the scientific side, we're out there collecting samples and data to further our understanding of the issue. We're interested in what's going on the surface of the water, as I've described, on how much plastic, what types of plastic, so we can better understand where it's coming from, and also what chemicals are adhering to the surface of that plastic that may then get carried into the food chain. We're interested in what's going on down on the depths, the sediment that we can reach. We're also looking at the air that we're all breathing in, and are there microfibers up there as well? So that's on the scientific side, but we're also trying to really build what I like to call our army of change makers. This amazing team of women who all have different skill sets. They're scientists, artists, communicators, teachers, packaging designers, people who can really approach this issue from different directions. So by taking them out to sea, they get a first-hand experience to then go on and create change in whatever sphere of influence they have available to them. So this summer we were working with Copernicus Marine Service, particularly in the planning phase of our voyage. You saw that incredible simulation of the currents that was shown earlier. And so by using this up-to-date surface water current, we can actually better choose our route going through the North Pacific. So we could work out exactly where it was that we wanted to go to try and get to the centre of this accumulation zone, this gyre of plastic up in the North Pacific. We can also then use lots of the other data that the Copernicus Marine Service provides. So atmospheric data and also the hydrospheric data that we can supply our partner scientists with to go alongside the actual physical samples that we collected from them out there at sea. But it doesn't stop there. We've been discussing some ideas for perhaps where we could go next with Copernicus Marine Services help. What other products could actually be created that will help us understand the issue better? Whether that's actually being able to input our own data of what we're finding right there on the surface into these models to be able to better understand a bigger picture of what's going on, but also ways that we can look at lots of land inputs of data as well, to look at the sources of where this plastic is coming from. And one particular project that I'm interested in at the moment is also thinking about shorelines. We have shorelines all over our world, some of them intersecting these gyres, and they really act as natural nets. One thing that I realised from being at sea is that trying to clean up those little microfibers and microplastics that you can see in that jar there is nearly impossible. They're the same size as all of the organic matter that also lives on the surface of the ocean. So we need to look for other ways. We need to look for prevention at the source, but we also need to look at where the plastic naturally comes out of the ocean because of the ocean currents. How can we extract it from the shorelines as well?
Really, one point I would like to make first, and that's for the EU. This problem of plastic is very high on the political agenda. Just a couple of days ago, the European Parliament has banned all single-use plastic by 2021. But my answer to you will be more one-off. We have an awful lot of data. We are producing through the different remote sensors of Copernicus more than 1 petabyte of data every 3 months. 1 petabyte of data is a 1 and 15 zero. Currently, we are approaching the threshold of 10 millions of products extracted from this data since we have been launching Copernicus. But these 10 millions of products represent just 20% of the data acquired by the satellites. This means that in order to match your needs now and your needs in the future, we need, because of our policy of free, open and full data, to trigger in the rest of, I would say, all the different communities which are interested by our planet and more specifically by our ocean, to get an ownership, to do data mining, to develop their own algorithms, and to extract from this gold mine of data the product they are really needed in order to pursue certain goals. We have been talking yesterday about climate change. Today we have been talking about the diagnosis, how to map where the different particles of plastic are, from where they are coming, where they will be finally be drowning. But one day we will have mitigating measures. One day we will have alternative methods. And in order to put the right policy in place, we will need also to have tools in order to measure the efficiency of these new policies. Because we are pretty sure of one thing. If we want to get rid of plastic, we need to have alternative products to replace plastic. Otherwise, legislative tools will be never, ever efficient. So my offer is that we have been launching recently an initiative which is called Algorithm Factory, which may be covering mostly, of course, factory for businesses. But it's extremely important that there are coalitions of NGOs, that there are coalitions of other communities in order to get this ownership of this kind of bonanza, which is represented by all the data we are collecting on a daily basis, in order to develop that product and to monitor what they have to control. Another point which is also very important is that we have been talking about the Pacific, we have been talking about the Arctic, but we have alluded to that in your speech. There are plastic also in the atmosphere. We are developing tools, for instance, to follow the change increased by climate change, as well as the current, the atmospheric system is a chaotic one, and it will change all the time. So the spread of the particles will be different. So the other element which is very important is that of the predictive nature, in order to be able not only to have a map of what's going on now, and also to assess if the tool in the future will be efficient, but also to forecast what will be our future. And now we are developing models, in particular in the ocean, which could have an effect to forecast 1 century ahead, which is unprecedented for the humanity. And I think that for NGOs like yours, it's very important to appropriate to get the ownership on certain of this data in order to make your tremendous job much more efficient. So, if you have a question for the lady first,
Okay, the question is, how do I join the voyage? So I didn't actually explain what's happening next. for any media in the audience, we haven't actually announced this officially yet, but I'll let you in on the secret. We're planning to do a round the world voyage that's starting in October next year. It will be 30 legs, 10 women on each leg, so 300 in total, spanning 2 years. So we're scaling up the opportunity to take more people to sea, to collect more scientific data to really further the issue. So have a look at expedition.com with 2 X's.
Thank you. Any other questions? We have 3 minutes left.
Thank you. So first of all, Emily, I'm a great fan. Following you on Twitter and watched all the TED Talks, so it's very great to see you here. And I have one question for you and one question for you about Copernicus. So on this travel, you see so many plastic out there. Have you seen anything that made you optimistic at all, or is it just all plastic and plastic soup everywhere? And on Copernicus, I was just wondering what are other non-marine uses of it, because I think we don't talk about it enough back in Europe, and that it's great that we can use it for ocean conservation and to actually track plastic pollution, but what are just other examples of usage that can be also practical in fertilizer policy and other areas?
So, absolutely. Just remind me again, so the first question? The positive bit, yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I mentioned kind of that experience that we were having, which is, you can actually feel the whole tone of the crew on board just really change as you start to see that plastic. But then there is an amazing sense of optimism, because the second half of our voyages are really focused on workshops, planning, and really kind of strategizing what we're going to do next. And by going out there, we kind of realise cleanup is not an option, but it opens up all these other opportunities of ways that we can prevent it on land, and ways that we can use what I like to call our superpower, our skill set, the thing that makes us brilliant and unique. Where does that intersect the problem, and how can we turn that into something amazing? So in that respect, even these voyages are so optimistic, because so many more people get inspired to go and change it.
Yes, about the users in Copernicus Marine, this is true that we have marine users first, and it was our first idea, but we are very happy to see that people are now coming from the outside. And we have also, and I know that in the ocean community we have different communities. And for instance, people from biology, they could be very far from people that are more from the physical ground. We have now people that are connected, thanks to the fact that this information is mature enough to be reliable and to connect with different communities. So this is first thing that is happening when we saw that. And then we have people that are outside of the ocean. The first thing I have in mind is people that are living on land, but that they are curious about the planet where they are, and they want to know more about the main indicators about the health of the ocean. Without living at sea, without depending directly on the sea, they want to know where they are. We have more and more guidance from schools, from people like this, that they want to know where they are. They're looking for the result, and they're looking for the sea level, etc. And when we are talking to these policies, they understand the role that the ocean is fundamental for the climate of the Earth, and they want to understand and want us to explain what is happening without being specialists. So this is what is happening today in Copernicus. We are entering into communities that are not experts of the ocean, and we go beyond the first immediate circle.
Feel free to ask afterwards how I can also see the rules of Copernicus just. Thank you very much and good afternoon.